Hickory dickory dock. The mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck 5. Toastmasters come alive. My electrifying Toastmaster Priya. My stunning Toastmaster Shamini. My incredible Toastmaster Ravisha. My enigmatic Toastmaster Vaishnavi. And my dignified Toastmaster Joseph. And my fabulous Toastmaster Adarsh. I, Milind Kulapkar, Sergeant of Arms, cordially welcome you all to the enthralling, engrossing, electrifying meeting number 671 of Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club. Our club mission is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmasters have helped people from diverse backgrounds to become more confident communicator and leader. I request you all to uphold the cardinal principle of every Toastmasters meeting. Keep your electronics gadgets muted at all times, unless you are invited to speak. And I give you 5 seconds for that. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep your video on at all times, unless you're moving in and out of the room. As an encouragement to every role taker and speakers, make sure to applaud them virtually. Role takers and speakers will consciously refrain from expressing their views on sex, politics, and religion to ensure the sentiment of audience are not hurt. I urge all role takers and speakers, and I'm sure they will, use their utmost discretion not to hurt the sentiment of any role taker. It's time to welcome our club president, who at a very young age has embarked on founding an institution which helps to make sure monies grow on trees. Yes, he makes sure wealth is created for his clients. So please join me in welcoming the one and only club president who will make sure your leadership and communication wealth will also grow with it. Let's hear him out with a round of applause. Toastmaster Adarsh Krishna.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Milind. It is nice to see all of you joining our meeting today. I would like to personally thank all of you for joining us. This is the 753rd meeting of the Speech Weavers Toastmasters Club, and I have the privilege of hosting this meeting alongside a wonderful Toastmaster of the day that we have today, who is going to be talking about a very, very interesting theme, which I thought was very fun because clearly this is something that all of us have fallen short on in life. I think when I look at this theme, hard work versus smart work, right? I've been a hard worker all my life. I've been a hard worker all my life, but not a very smart worker, to be very frank. I'm known to spend hours in front of my laptop crunching numbers, but I don't spend enough time actually understanding what I'm doing, right? So, of course, this is going to be a very interesting theme for all of us to look into in today's meeting. Of course, I will not dive into it much because really we have a very nice Toastmaster to talk about it as well today. So I would like to hear from a bunch of you because I see some interesting folks in the meeting today. I think we see the good role takers. I think we've seen Pradyumna before. Thank you for joining, Pradyumna. Nice to see you taking up a role. And then we have Ravisha, we have Pallavi. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you because There are times where I talk so much that I don't give enough time for the guests to talk. So I'd love to give the floor to the guests. Let's start off with maybe say, Harsha, I'd love to hear from you. I know you're a road taker today, but I'd love to hear from you on what you think about what you're looking forward to the most in today's meeting.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh. I'm Harsha from Roshni Toastmaster Club. So this time it's a new club for me. I usually hop to different clubs to give my speech, and at the same time I look forward for opportunity to evaluate members from different clubs. I feel that's a great way to interact. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to be a part of your today's club meeting. With that, over to you, Toastmaster Adarsh.
Oh, nice to see you. Thank you very much for that. Looking forward to your evaluation in today's meeting. That is my evaluation of you. You did a good job there. Well, may I know which club you're joining us from? I missed that. Harsha, I would like to know which club you're joining us from. I missed that from you. Which club are you joining us from? Toastmasters
I'm
Club.
joining
Which
from
club?
Roshni Toastmaster Club,
Oh, amazing.
Bangalore. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I see a guest coming into the room. I personally invited him to today's meeting. Athirat, I would love to hear from you. I think Athirat is known to be a little introverted, but he's a very good person, by the way. I had a very nice talk with him. We'd love to hear from you. Athirat, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I am Athirat. I'm pursuing BTech right now, final year in Keshav Memorial College, Hyderabad.
Wonderful. Wonderful. What are you looking forward to in today's meeting?
I would like to know how people are interacting, get to know about more experiences, like how the way people communicate.
Wonderful. I think you're at the right place in that case. I think you're going to learn quite a lot. Do stay back because we have a very nice table topic session as well in today's meeting, which you can be a part of. So generally, our
Sure.
meeting spans for 1.5 hours every week on a Friday. And it's been almost 15 years since we had our first meeting. So it's quite a long time, without a doubt. And clearly, it's amazing to see the amount of dedication that each of you bring to the table. And we are more than glad to host you on a regular basis. On that note, I don't want to take too much time. I'd love to welcome the Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. She is someone that comes. Now, I don't know much about Priya, so I'm going to describe Priya based on what I see in front of me. I know she must have given me an introduction. Toastmaster Priya, I think I've seen you at this meeting before. And I'm pretty confident I've also seen you at other meetings before. May I know which club you're joining us from?
I'm from Electronic City Toastmasters Club, Bangalore.
Okay. All right. I had that in my mind. I almost got that right. She's joining us from the Electronic City Toastmasters Club. Do join them. They have some incredible meetings on a Saturday, I believe. Toastmaster Udaya is actually the president of Electronic City Toastmasters Club, I believe. A pretty dedicated man, without a doubt. And clearly, there are incredible set of people at that club. They organize such amazing meetings, and they have some incredible road takers that you should have that you should take the time out to join. Toastmaster Priya, I'm sure she's very dedicated and she's come up with a very interesting theme. By the way, there's another club parallelly that has a very similar theme. So she has quite a bit of competition today. But of course, I think their meeting is probably tomorrow, I believe. So there's no competition in that case. So I think we can set the bar very high today. The theme for the meeting is hard work versus smart work. Toastmaster Priya, we are looking forward to seeing you turn all of us into smart workers in today's meeting. So over to you, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Adarsh. It was very good to hear such good words about our club. And I also happen to be the VP of our club. So I take immense pleasure in what you said about our club's performance. Thank you so much. So a very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and our guests. Gather round for a tale as old as time, a battle as epic as David versus Goliath, the showdown between hard work and smart work. Picture this: two contenders stepping into the ring, one armed with sweat and determination, the other with wit and strategy. Hard work strides in, muscles flexing, ready to tackle any obstacle with sheer brute force. It's the classic Rocky Balboa of productivity, punching the clock and grinding away with an iron will. But hold on to your hats, because here comes smart work, sleek and savvy, armed with efficiency hacks and innovative shortcuts. It's like watching MacGyver take on a Rubik's Cube, armed with only a paperclip and a gum wrapper. Now let's break it down. Hard work is like digging a hole with a spoon. Sure, you'll eventually get there, but boy, it's gonna take some time. Meanwhile, smart work is like a smooth operator, whipping out a shovel and getting the job done in half the time with twice the finesse. It's the difference between running a marathon and catching a high-speed train straight to success. Folks, whether you're team hard work or team smart work, the key is finding the perfect balance. So in today's meeting, let's roll up our sleeves, sharpen our mind, because when hard work and smart work join forces, there's nothing we can't achieve. Which team do you belong to? Let's hear from you, dear Toastmasters. Are you team hard work or are you team smart work? Can we hear some answers?
I
In
came up
between.
with always hard work in my life. So I'm actually a role model for hard work. That's what I would say.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph, sir. That was good to hear. Anyone else?
Not sure if I'm hard worker or a smart worker, but many people say that I'm lazy, and my father says I look for shortcuts in everything.
Okay, Toastmaster Pradyumna, that was good to hear. Okay, now I'll do one thing. I'm going to go back to Toastmaster Joseph and ask him, sir, what did you achieve via hard work? Can you tell us your most significant achievement?
My education. The entire education is done by hard work. Hard work in the sense round the clock, I was giving tuition for my financial requirement of my education. And that took over a period of 13 years. It's not one or two. So I completed,
13 years.
I completed my 3 degrees with that. And
May
that
we know what degrees, sir? We are now so curious to know more.
Yeah, I'm a science graduate as well as engineering graduate as well as a master in structural engineering. Plus, I had a training, soil conservation training in OT.
People here, that is hard work. There is no shortcut to what he has done. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing that with us. Now let's go back to Pradyumna. Tell me, what did your smart work help you achieve?
There are very few to remember. One thing is, okay, I have joined swimming class. Not a class. I have joined took a one month membership in swimming pool. I didn't have someone to teach me, but for a few days I have swum with a tube, and after that, I thought instead of spinning the entire hand, I just started pushing water back, which made me swim more easily. So I need not to use my hand fully. So even though I can float on the water.
Cool, thank you. I think that's a bit of a shortcut rather than saying it's an example of smart work, but still you did reach your goal of at least swimming floating in the water and moving forward. But then, good work. Anyone else wants to share?
I would like to.
Yes, Toastmaster Ravi.
I'm a smart worker, outrightly. I would combine it with hard work at times because sometimes you just can't achieve what you want to with smart work. But before I started teaching public speaking in corporates, I used to actually deal into diamond jewelry. Now, the easiest way of learning that is you go to a GIA or an institution. But what I did is I caught hold of the most well-educated person related to diamond jewelry business. I paid him the money and I told him, you teach me. So I learned it from the person who was already doing this business. I literally took him like a mentor. And what he taught me in 20 days, people couldn't even learn in a year's time. So the jargons, the local language, the places, the sourcing. So at times, smart work is a better way. And of course, it gives you more opportunities also. Sometimes just going through the traditional route will not open those unconventional avenues that you want to explore.
That was a very smart way of doing things. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Ravisha.
Thank
I think we can
you.
all learn something from that. Friends, today, throughout today's session, we will keep coming back and discussing hard work and smart work and various facets of it. Now, let me introduce or tell you about today's agenda. It's going to be split into 3 distinct sections. First one is the prepared speech section, followed by we'll have a table topic section, and finally the evaluation section. Now, to have the evaluation section, I have a dynamic person with us today. She is from Royal Premier Toastmasters Club. She has been a Toastmaster for more than a decade. Not just that, she's a presentation mastery trainer and a coach by profession. She loves music, dogs, and chocolate. One of her favorite movies is Freedom Writers, and she's currently serving as the VP PR of her club. I'm sure by now you would have guessed who this person is. Let's welcome the dynamic Toastmaster Sharmini to take on the general evaluation and to introduce her tactics. Over to you, Toastmaster Sharmini.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Priya. Yes, I shall be the general evaluator for today. So I'm just going to go around looking at what worked in today's meeting and what could perhaps be a little bit improved on, that I don't expect much of that. And I'll be supported by, of course, the evaluators, who you'll see in action soon enough. And let me introduce my tag team, people who are going to help me. Someone who's serving dual roles today, which is the timer and grammarian. Adarsh, could you tell us a little bit of both your roles?
Thank you, Sharmini. I'll quickly introduce myself as the timer as well as the grammarian. As a timer, my job is pretty easy. I'm supposed to time all your speeches as well as your table topics. So I think you already know the cards because I was playing with them for the last 5-10 minutes. So for table topics, for speeches, I think all speeches are anyway 5 to 7, except for Toastmaster Apurva's speech, which will be a 4 to 6 minute icebreaker speech. For the 4 to 6 minute speech, at the 4th minute, I'll display the green card, I'll display the yellow card at the 5th minute, and at the 6th minute, I'll display the red card. For the 5 to 7 minute speech, I'll display the green card at the 5th minute. At 6, I'll display the yellow, and at the 7th minute, I'll display the red. So for table topics, clearly it's a little different. It'll be a 1 to 2 minute speech. For the 1 to 2 minute speech, at the 1st minute, I'll display the green. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll display the yellow card. And at the 2nd minute, I'll display the red card, just like this. And evaluations are going to work again a little differently. It'll be a 2 to 3 minute evaluation. So for the 2nd minute, I'll display the green. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I'll display the yellow. And at the 3rd minute, I'll display the red, just like this. So this is how I'll be showing the cards during the course of the meeting. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you stay well within time. And that brings me over to my other role as a grammarian in today's meeting. I'll be evaluating all your speeches on various parameters. I'll be analyzing areas where you truly excel and areas where you can work on, and maybe something more of you to keep in mind. And clearly, there's another aspect that I'll also be highlighting as a grammarian, which is the word of the day in today's meeting. The word of the day that I've shortlisted, that I randomly picked, by the way, just a few minutes ago, it is called sagacious, right? SAGACIOUS. I'll pull it up on the chat. Don't worry at all. It actually means to be, in basic terms, it means to be very wise or shrewd or even say knowledgeable, right? So if you are now a distinguished Toastmaster Milind is a very sagacious man. So what I mean by that is that he's a very wise and a very knowledgeable man. So I think that probably is the simplest usage I can find. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you use that word in your speeches today, either be it in your table topics or your prepared speeches. I will put that up in the chat, and I'm looking forward to hearing you people use it the most. On that note, I would like to hand it back to the general evaluator. Yes, I will present my report towards the end of the meeting.
Thank you, Adarsh, for that very concise and precise introduction to both your roles. Now I'd like to call upon the R counter, Vivek, to tell us a little bit about your role, Vivek.
Greeting Toastmaster, my name is Vivek. So as a AHR counter, I would be noting the words and sound used as a crutches and pause filler by anyone. During the meeting, I will also listening the overused word such as well, but, so, you know. I will be also listening the filler word including are. I will also note when a speaker repeats a words or phrases. At the end of the meeting, I'll be reporting the details to in the last of the meeting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Vivek. So that's the tag team for today. And I shall be giving my report towards the end of the meeting. And I hope my little sagacious self makes shall I say, show itself during that report. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sharmini. I think you started the count on using the word of the day, sagacious. Brilliant. Now, friends, let's jump into the first section of today's Toastmasters meeting. It's prepared speech. Now, to present the objectives of the first speaker, let me call upon our first evaluator, Toastmaster Pallavi.
Hi everyone, I am Toastmaster Pallavi from Intel iSpeak Toastmaster Club. Today I'll be the evaluator for Toastmaster Milin's speech. The purpose of the speech is to motivate and pursue audience. Timer, please do note the time of the speech. The time would be 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pallavi. To introduce our first speaker. Anyway, the cat is out of the bag, but still, he was twice the president of our Speech Weavers Toastmaster Club, a volunteer of District 92 initiative as club incubator for the term July to 2019-20. In his role, he supported and revived Intel iSpeak Toastmaster Club. Not just that, let me add some more. Recently finished his 9th full marathon, which is 42.2 kilometers on January 21st, 2024 at Tata Mumbai Marathon. Now that's a feat to achieve. Well done. And the last book he finished reading is Unbreaking India by Sanjay Dikshit. Let's welcome the always energetic, distinguished Toastmaster Milind Kulapkar. His speech title, Speak Out. Distinguished Toastmaster Milind Kulapkar, speak out. Speak out, Milind Kulapkar. Over to you.
Speak out. Ask questions. Challenge conformity. A contestant at an area level contest pricked a balloon, boom, to prick home her point. With this, she looked straight into my eyes. Speak out, ask questions, challenge conformity. Her words hit me hard on my heart. And with that eloquent speech, she won the area level contest. At the division level contest, she fired a pistol to fire home her point. Speak out, ask questions, challenge conformity. Her words hit me hard on my forehead because the empty bullet hit my forehead. And with that eloquent speech, she won the division level contest. At the district level contest, she banged a flower pot boom to bang home her point. Speak out, ask questions, challenge conformity. Her words hit me hard on my feet because that eloquent speech of hers and the flower pot had hit my foot. And with that eloquent speech, the laurel of district championship fell at her feet. And I fell for her. Ideas, views, and the very next day, in office at the all hands meet, I spoke out. I questioned my boss. I want double promotion within an hour. My boss was speechless, shocked, dumbfounded. And within an hour, I was offloaded from my project. I rushed to my HR talent manager. I spoke out, asked questions, smiling from ear to ear. She gave me 45 days bench time. That is 45 days notice period. Or else I called the HR head, spoke out. The HR head asked me to rush to her at the headquarters. Driving fast and furious, I drove to the headquarters gate. The security guard opened my bonnet of the car and was checking for any explosives over there. I rolled down my car window and screamed, "The explosives are not in the car's bonnet. They are in my bonnet, in my head." The security guard put the metal detector all along my head. Peek, peek, peek. I questioned the security guard. "What next? Are you going to slice off my skull, pull the explosive from my skull, and flung it to the pond for the swans?" He rushed to his security head, who called someone and rushed me with him to the legal manager, who handed me a piece of draft affidavit. I, son of age, living here, will fully compensate my company, my colleagues, my seniors, my juniors, all associates, individuals, creatures, and spirits in and around me, and not in and around me, for any bodily, physiologically, psychologically, zoologically, or any other logical or illogical harm, damage, loss occurred to them, to their properties, from any untoward, unlikely event of explosion of the explosives claimed to be embedded in my head. After reading this piece of paper, I started thinking, does it make sense to implement every idea, every views of others just because it hit my heart, my forehead, my foot? Toastmasters, contest master, and my fellow Toastmasters. There are multiple motivational speakers, offline and online, social influencers, evangelists, who keep on bombarding you and each one of us every second with a logical views, which apparently seem to be very perfect with a lot of data points. But do you know those are meant for who? For whose good? Maybe, or most of the time, for their good and not for yours. Recall that story of that rats and the kids of Hamelin, who were influenced and who rushed along with the Pied Piper of Hamelin and went to their doom. Do you want to follow such social influencers, motivational speakers, and get blinded with their views? Think, think, think. Over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, DJ Milind. That was an amazing speech, a sagacious speech. where you did speak out with a sprinkle of humor throughout, but you put across a very beautiful message where you spoke out your thoughts and reminded us not to follow each and every Pied Piper that we picked along the way. Thank you so much for that brilliance. That brings us the next speaker to share the next speaker's project objective. May I welcome Toastmaster Harsha on the virtual stage. Toastmaster Harsha, you're on mute.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, Toastmaster Harsha, but we
Yes.
can't see you, but you're audible.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Great. Now we can see you. Yes, we can see you and hear you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. My target speaker for the day is Toastmaster Vaishnavi, who is on her pathway engaging humor, level 1. The project includes evaluation and does feedback. This is her second speech. The title of her speech is The Subtle Art of Lying. Subtle Art of Lying, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha. Before we head over the stage to the next speaker, let me introduce her. Toastmaster Pola Vaishnavi is from Wipro Beats Toastmaster Club. Has been working with Wipro for the last 1 year. She is a mystery maniac, a K-drama fan, and a big-time foodie. In her free time, she tends to draw and socialize with friends. Let's welcome the enthusiastic Toastmaster Pola Vaishnavi. Pola Vaishnavi, the subtle art of lying. The subtle art of lying, Pola Vaishnavi.
Thank you, Chair Modi Priya. So, guys, hope I'm audible and visible. Can I get a thumbs up or a answer?
Yes.
Thank you, Chair Modi. So, hello everyone. Now, picture this. You're 6 years old, caught with chocolate smeared all over your face. Your mom comes to the kitchen and she asks gently, "Beta, did you eat those chocolates?" And the little kid, with high confidence in her eyes, knowing that the victim, aka chocolate, has been banished. And no witnesses, no brother to see me. She was there with so much confidence. She looks dead straight into her mom's eyes. And she replies, "What chocolate? I don't know any chocolate. I'm just here to drink a cup of water." And then she goes there and drinks a cup of water and she turns around to get out of the kitchen and escape. In her mind, she feels plan perfect, answer perfect. I ain't the chocolate thief. I'm pretty sure, judging my high side, I really got busted in front of my mom. And then and then my mom gave me a lecture about be truthful. Tell that you own your mistakes, own your mischief. But there I was thinking, why is lying so hard? How to lie so perfectly? So that is how I started a journey to be a good liar. But you don't know that. So good morning, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters, and guests of today. Let me introduce you all to my favorite hobby, the subtle art of lying. It's as important as the course art of living also. I mean, even more, according to me. This is where innocence and mischief dance hand in hand. Now let me ask you all, how many of you like to lie? A raise of hands or a reaction would suffice. You can lie with that too. So I see a couple of hands, which is go. I'm in your team. This session is for you guys. And to all those who didn't raise, all the best. All the best with your life of truthfulness only. And to the people who raise their hands, if you ever want to turn over to a good leaf, please consult those people, not me. So, to all those Pinocchios out there, if you ever want to perfect lying, just follow whatever I say along. I just want to brag right here that I'm really good at it. It's just like yesterday I was telling my friend, Shesha, amazing biryani. It was awesome. But in reality, it was not even pulav level. Hope she never hears this out from my mouth. And I didn't just tell that it's amazing. I told her that if you sell biryani, people will come to you and buy it. It will sell more than Meghna's biryani in Bangalore. And I meant it with such poker-faced eyes. Poker-faced and good eyes. No one can beat me. And not just that, every day I lie to myself, looking in the mirror. Pola, you're an amazing genius / person. And I know it, that it's false. Big lies or small, all of them have a way of sneaking into your simple lives and create drama, distraction, etc. Let me help you draw your own tales. To be perfect, you don't need to master the art of lying. Instead, you need to know where exactly, which situation you need to lie. Subtly, using body language, gestures, drama, etc. You need to spin a tale, ensuring that there's a delicate balance between truth and fabrication. Now, people who consider themselves good liars used a mix of four verbal tactics. The first one is keeping the statement clear and simple. Keep it simple, guys. Telling a plausible story. Don't tell some that you've seen an alien or something. No one's going to believe you. Using avoidance. Avoid, but don't be vague. Because when you're vague, people tend to ask you more details. And ensure that the lie is embedded very well into the story. So, the best liars always tell clear, realistic lies without a lot of extra detail, and ensure and try to work the untruth in the way of the truth itself. But now came the question, why do we lie? To protect someone like me in the previous scenario, or escape trouble, or to try to please someone, or prank. I mean, haven't we all lied on April Fool's Day? We also lie in cases like when your mom calls you and asks, have you had lunch or dinner, beta? And you say, even if you haven't, you tell a lie, white lie, like I have, mom, or something like that. You know, we always assume white lies don't hurt, instead please others. In theory, lying isn't good. We have heard this since childhood. But in reality, it can help please someone. But it can also breed distrust, harm your family or friends, and infuse your life with chaos. But still, I am a person who thinks in practice, there are times when it would be convenient to lie. Like when your boss gives you work in the weekends, and then you just spin up a lie that you're having a family outing or something, but in reality, you just sleep on your bed. But let's take a reality check. When is it applicable to employ this skill? Maybe in a family gathering, when someone asks how many marks you got, and you could just say 95% or 97%, and no one would really know. Or for a friend, when they ask you to tell their mom that they're staying at your place, but you know what happens. But never lie in important situations, like in your CV or at a doctor. I had this friend who went to the interview and lied and wrote white lies in his resume. The applicant took credit for the piece of code that the recruiter actually code, and his life was in mishap. But never the end. I want to say honesty always remains the unsung hero in everyone's story. But I want to say that I also want to say that authenticity fosters trust and it improves relationships. But do walls with truth and fabrication gracefully twirl. Thank you, guys. Hope you all like.
That was a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Vaishnavi. I loved the way you played with words, the art of living and the art of lying. From there throughout your speech, there was subtle humor throughout, and you also well-rounded it with a beautiful message. Lie, white lies, and don't lie in the important places. And it was very nice throughout this. Thank you so much for entertaining us with this beautiful speech. So now, my dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, it's time to move on to the third speech of today's prepared speeches section. To present the speaker's project objective, may I welcome Toastmaster Joseph Felix Benedict on stage.
The purpose of the project is for the members to introduce themselves to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speaking. The time will be for 4 to 6 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joseph. To introduce our third speaker, he's a user experience designer with over 6 years of experience in the field of design. She has worked with SaaS companies, advertising agencies, and design studios in the past. As an individual, he's curious and easily fascinated, and always up for learning new things. Her current obsession is cephalopods. Friends, if you're wondering what a cephalopod is, it's any member of the molluscan class such as squid, octopus, cuttlefish, etc. She loves binge watching The Office and Pixar and DreamWorks classics. Let's welcome the fascinating Toastmaster Apurva. Toastmaster Apurva, a journey of learning. A journey of learning, Toastmaster Apurva. The stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Priya. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, and all the Toastmasters and the guests. So before I start off, I'd like to share a quote that is very close to my heart, and it says, "Be a learner first, a master second, and a student always." These words kind of encapsulate the essence of my journey and philosophy of how I like to live by. So hi, I'm Apurva Singhal, and I'm delighted to have this opportunity to share a glimpse of my journey of continuous learning, growth, and self-discovery. From a very young age, I have enjoyed the process of learning more than the outcome itself. I remember in my education class, when I was very young, I particularly was fascinated by learning the process of how one should hold a book while reading. So you have your thumb and your pinky finger on each side of the page, left and right respectively. And then you have your 3 fingers right behind the spine supporting a book. So I've always been captivated by small little things, and I feel that these small little things have changed my life in a big way. That's why I probably enjoy doing extracurricular activities more than studies. And my sagacious parents told me and my siblings to follow what we really, really love. And that's how I found my career. So I went from drawing fruit of bowls to now designing experiences for digital products. And I'm lucky because I had people who helped me learn more about and guided me to learn more about what I love. With love comes passion, and passion brings inspiration. Through design, I discovered 2 speakers that I truly admire. One, Tim Brown, CEO of IDEO, and in his talk, Creativity and Play, I was so moved that I stood up and applauded. And I was the only one who did that in a classroom where everyone was sitting. It sparked my desire to change the world through design and innovation. Another speaker, Simon Sinek, author of Start With Why, taught me the importance of being a great leader. A good leader ignites passion and motivates others to reach their goals. So why did I choose Toastmaster? My end goal is to inspire and motivate people, but I will keep Milind sir's moral in mind. I will ask my followers to question or challenge my views. But my immediate goal is to learn, inspire, learn, grow, and rediscover. To gather insights and knowledge from all of you, evolve alongside this remarkable community, and to delve deeper into understanding myself along the way. I acknowledge that currently that the path that I've taken, I am uncertain, and this is so outside my comfort zone. But that's the beauty of having a learning mindset, that it empowers you to have courage and to venture out into uncertain territories, to approach every situation, big or small, with a beginner's mindset, free from all preconceived notion and biases. So in the end, in closing, I will leave you with a message. Learning is a constant process of discovery. It's a process without an end. And that's what makes it so beautiful. It's not about reaching the destination, but it's about embracing the journey itself. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Priya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apurva. I really can't believe that was your icebreaker. Well done, amazing. And we could really get a glimpse of your personality, your zeal for learning, and the amazing way. I loved it that you listened to the previous speakers and you could quote and bring what Toastmaster Milind said in yours. Brilliant, well done. Kudos to you there. Fellow Toastmasters, so that brings us to the end of the first segment of today's meeting, which is the prepared speeches. So before we move on to the next segment, I have a small story for you. There were 2 friends, John and Jack, who started into their careers. They were woodcutters. Okay, so the first time they started, they took their axe, went to the forest, and each of them started cutting the wood, worked hard, 8 hours a day. And they cut, let's say, 8 trees and then brought back, sold, and then it went on for a while. And slowly their paths diverged. They started cutting wood in the different parts of the forest. So after some time, John noticed that Jack was cutting more trees than him. John felt left out. Now he started going an hour early and coming an hour later than Jack, and he was able to meet what John was doing. Brilliant. After some time, he noticed that Jack was still cutting even more wood than John, but Jack was still maintaining the same 8 hours of work. It went on for a while. Now he was totally confused. So John went to his friend and asked, listen, I really tried hard. I'm working more, but you seem to be doing more than what I am doing. We both started at the same time, no? How are you able to do this? Tell me, what's your secret? Max said, no, yeah, I'm also doing the same thing. Both of us were taught by the same teachers. It's just that before I start cutting the wood, I sharpen my axe. I spend an hour sharpening my axe and then I cut it. It seems to work faster. So now the secret is out. John also followed and he was also able to produce more. Friends, I'm sure you know where I'm arriving at. I'll also quote in a similar lines, the quote from, the past president, Abraham Lincoln. He said, if you give me 8 hours to chop down a tree, I'd spend the first 6 hours sharpening my axe. What does it mean? We need to sharpen our tools. We need to be smart, but smart work is never an alternative for hard work. Smart work and hard work should go hand in hand. I'm sure you all agree with me on this. Yes? A nod of head, thumbs up. Right? We need to sharpen our axe, right? Okay, so here is the question for you. What is your axe? Any of you? I'm asking, what is the tool that you're using to do your job? And how do you sharpen your axe?
By charging our phone.
I'm sorry, who is speaking?
Me.
Pradyumna. Yes, Pradyumna, please tell me, what's your axe, which means what is your tool and how do you sharpen it?
By charging our phones.
Phone? Phone is your tool?
Yeah.
Do you use your phone to earn money for your career?
Who
Brain,
doesn't?
I got the answer. Okay, so the answer is, one of the answers is right. So I'll come back to you, Pradyumna. Just think a little more on it. Okay. So Apurva says her brain is her axe. Yes, Apurva, you're there. How do you sharpen your brain? What is your job and how do you sharpen it?
I have no answer as to how do I sharpen my brain, but one thing that my brain enjoys, like in my previous speech, learning. So I feel learning helps in sharpening brain, probably. I might be wrong.
Okay, I'll come back to that. That is a good answer, but think a little more. Can I have answers from someone else? See, you really need to think it. Okay, first, I'll give a clue. You need to think, what is your job? Cutting the wood is your job. Yes, I'll come to you, Ravisha. I'm giving the clue to everyone so that they can think, okay, if cutting the wood is your job, then axe is a tool. And how do you sharpen your tool? With a stone. What is your job? What is your tool? How do you sharpen? Okay, let's hear from Ravisha. Toastmaster Ravisha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. My job is A, I teach public speaking. B, I teach charismatic presence. And C, I speak professionally. So my tool is Toastmasters. I just enter into any Toastmasters meeting and I go and try and do any table topic or just randomly have conversation with people because it makes me understand people way more than just sitting and trying to read books or speaking at corporate events. And especially, I think online meetings, I try to do more because that's where the wall of connection, is a little hazy. When you meet people one-to-one, there's a different way of connecting. You can see the body language, you can absorb the vibe. But to project yourself with confidence across the screen, it takes a little more energy. So I brush up my skills while I do that, entering into different random Toastmaster clubs. And I thoroughly enjoy it.
Brilliant. Thank you for sharing that, Toastmaster Avisha. I saw Toastmaster Pradyumna raise his hand. Yes, coming back to you.
In that case, to justify my answer, being phone as my tool, okay, let us come in the context of Toastmasters, where I am president of a club and I need to manage the meetings. It's okay. Last year I was a VP education. So I have an experience that I need to hunt for the roles. Now I need to manage my team to hunt for the roles and also manage the meeting. Once upon a time, I had to go to a temple where our car broke down, which is 30 kilometers from my house. And we took an entire day to get it fixed and come back to home, where on the same day our club meeting took place. And then all I could do was communicate with the team and communicate with the mechanic and all this. So what did I use for that?
Okay, so
My
that was
phone.
the tool, you used it for it. Okay, good. So now we have Toastmaster Joseph has raised his hand. Joseph, sir, yes, can we hear from you?
My job is consulting engineer. As you know, the technology advances day to day, and we get a new technology even in any part of engineering, either it is construction, building, or any other engineering that is prevailing in the world, always needs to be go in parallel with the new technology. And for that you need to have a knowledge based on those new technologies in order to sharpen your brain. And that is where you will come up with a good result and a quality control and quality assurance of the work that you are doing it. That is how you sharpen the brain. I hope I answered you.
Yes, sir, you did, and you're absolutely right. Knowledge is one of the tools to sharpen your brain. Absolutely right, sir. So I'm going to ask you again this question after the next segment, okay? Meanwhile, I want you all to think what is your work and what is your tool and how you will sharpen. But before we move on to the next segment, I want to share my story or what my work and how I sharpen the tool. When I was in college, my job was to study. Okay, studying. Big books. Okay, engineering was always big books. How did I study? Use your brain. Now, how do I do it faster or quicker? Is making it. I wanted to train my brain to study fast. What did I do? I read novels. Okay, that way I could read fast. I'll finish one page in 1 minute. Okay, and I will remember everything that I read. Now that you can do only with a novel, and you cannot do it with an EDC book or a Java book. Okay, absolutely. If you do with it, you will only go to sleep. But with a novel and a mystery novel or a romance or something that catches your passion, you will do it. And that once your brain trains to read fast and remember, I could finish a huge Java book in 4 hours. Really, I did that. When my friends were struggling throughout the day for the next exam, 4 hours I'll finish and have a very good night's sleep and take the exam the next day. That's how you sharpen. I sharpened my brain. One more example. When I was working, I was into software testing. What was my job? Find fault with other people's work. Women usually do that well, okay? But then this is a little professional. You got to find faults and tell it right. Now, how do I find fault? Yes, you can do the work more. You can learn technology and everything, but you're still using that part of a brain. You need to kind of do something to it so that it's able to spot the fault quicker. You're able to think out of the box. Doing the same work again and again only blunts your axe. To sharpen it, you need to use something else. So I started solving puzzles. I started solving analytical problems. That way, your brain is able to think out of the box real quickly. And I started enjoying puzzles. It's like free time solve a puzzle, free time play a, brain game puzzles is there. That was there on my mobile. That was there on my laptop. I enjoyed. So you could feel the difference very quickly that I could finish my work a lot faster. I was improving day by day. With that thought, now let's move on. Okay, I can see Vivek's hand raised, but let's finish the next segment. I'm definitely going to come to you, Toastmaster Vivek. So we'll move on to the next segment, which is our table topics. To have this, we have a very special topics master with us. He is the president of Viprobeat Toastmasters Club, and his name means illuminator. He likes watching movies, cartoons, serials, and even advertisements. Believe me, yes, he likes watching them. He loves reading books and is a spiritual person as well. He's a foodie, a train lover, a chocolate lover, and whatnot. You name it, I think he is. He also says that he gets the weirdest dreams in his. Now, let's welcome the dynamic young man, Toastmaster Pradyumna, our topics master for the evening. Over to you, Toastmaster Pradyumna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Priya. Hi all, how are you? Great. So I would like to ask you, why table topics?
practice impromptu speaking?
Okay, then why impromptu speaking?
Speak
It's
out our
still in the
thoughts,
unknown.
Okay,
organize thoughts quickly and put it in a well-structured manner.
great. Great. Again, connecting with the theme. So after a long time, you might land into a situation where your boss or someone else, like maybe your parents, might ask you, why is it like that? Or explain me so and so. Then you might know the answer, or you might not know the answer. But soon you need to cook up a story. Let's say Cock and Bull story, and you need to tell it within 2 minutes so that they get convinced. So to do that smart work on that day, be it how many days it may be, today is the net practice with a hard work. Hope you convinced Toastmaster Priya. Now, I am having few topics, and you can nominate yourself, or I shall nominate you, volunteers or victims. And you need to speak on that from 1 to 2 minutes. The timer will show green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 2 minutes, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and red at 2 minutes. And once the red card is up, you need to wrap up within 30 seconds, else, pardon me, you would be disqualified. So who comes first? Yes, DTM Milind, your topic is A plus B whole square. A plus B whole square.
Moment you gave me this topic, A plus B whole square, I stood up. But do you know, in class, I used to stood up on the bench always, because this maths, algebra, calculus was never my cup of tea. Whatever my teacher taught me, I failed. And I used to be always standing on the bench outside the class. God knows how I passed my class 10 somehow. So that is a challenge for me. Now, of course, there are various formulas by which people got Nobel Prize and they quote. But for me, absolutely nothing. When it comes to some criticality formulas, I remember I was a very good chess player. I used to play with people who went on to play at nationals also. But as long as they did not bring that book, YK24 or something of those formulas, or from the chess book, that was at the end of it. So that is a challenge. So make sure whenever something in formula forms are there, or any terms are being used, jargons, that does not go into whether I'm a Toastmaster, whether I'm a distinguished Toastmaster, that does not happen. So I want everything to be simplified in a written form, in literary form, then only my mental brain will open. I'm just opposite of what Toastmaster Joseph may be doing in his engineering. And that's the reason why I chose my profession as a company secretary. Because after getting my BCom graduate, of course, we had maths and statistics there also. I flunked, but thanks to my average, I passed out. My friend, he gave me a syllabus which says there's a company secretary. I just went through it. There was no maths, and that's why I selected that. And I passed and became a company secretary, and then I did my law. So that is my profession. So remember, there are people like me. For them, A plus B whole square has no meaning. It is beyond their meaning, and that they can still thrive. Over to the table topic master.
Thank you, DTM Milind. Since you said you are a company secretary and BCom, I'm expecting you might have done MEC group in your intermediate. So even I have been through MEC group where I hate one subject which is called economics. I hated it so much that in half yearly examination, I got 8 out of 100. And do you know how much did I get in mathematics? 50 on 50. One second, please. So that was my experience. And as doing accountancies, as doing the some problems in accountancy, adding them without a calculator, I could have said 15 into 15 is 225 from the tip of my tongue. So that was the mathematics love to my love towards mathematics. So who is next? Arjun seems to be curious.
I have nominated myself. I'm sorry, is the hand not
Okay.
visible?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, I just wanted to be sure if
yeah,
it's
yeah. Okay. Okay. Then Arjun, you are next. Ravisha. Sorry, I could not. The recording button was behind. The hand was behind your recording button. So your topic will be. Yeah. Is it profit or loss for the building dealer if two members from that apartment love each other?
Thank you, Toastmaster. I have now got to think about the business analysis if I was the building owner. And I would say that the only way I would want to keep my business going is when I recruit people into my apartment, I should make sure that they're self-sufficient. They should need their own space no matter what. Even if they love each other, even if they're business partners, I have to assure that they say, you know what? I need my own ecosystem. I need my own walk-in wardrobe. I need my own dining space and my own office to work. If I keep that kind of a mindset, I am sure I will not be at loss. Other thing that I can do is perhaps I keep people who are absolutely opposite of each other, though now that I think opposites attract, and that is going to be a troublesome thing. But sometimes you have to realize that love trumps everything. So business is there, but then they will give birth to their kids and their kids will grow up, and I'm going to be a good tenant. And perhaps I will be known as somebody who helped the budding love and the budding lovers to have a beautiful life. So, on that note, I don't think I'm a great businesswoman, but I'm a good person when it comes to flourishing people's life and giving them a place to actually build a nice nest which speaks oodles about their happy life. That's all I can say.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ravisha.
Thank you.
When I asked, I got this idea when I have watched a web series.
Okay.
And I asked the same doubt to my father. Then he said, if they are owners, it's profit. If they are tenants, it's loss.
Like I said, you have to have an EQ or an IQ. And I totally understand my logic and my bank of knowledge is EQ. I pride on my EQ. The IQ part, I think I've left it to my best half. So EQ works best for me.
I shall take your IQ because I'm very poor at EQ.
No, EQ is raging. EQ is what sells these days. You've got to up your EQ.
Now, Arjun. What if you are Ballal Deva?
One second. Can you repeat the topic?
What if you are Ballal Deva?
What if I am Ballal Deva? Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. The topic for me given is what if I am Ballal Deva? So, life as Shakespeare said, life, everyone has a role to play in life as like So whatever roles you have to play in life, you have to really do it really well, so that you embed the character. Just like in movies you see, just like in movies you have seen, like various actors playing various roles, and they embed the character so well that you watch it in their perspective, watch it in our perspective, and you get connected to the people emotionally, get attached. When you watch movies, you get attached to the character emotionally. Similarly, in life too, we have to play our roles really well to be successful in life. So what if I'm Balal Deva? I'm nobody. I mean, I could be anybody. Balal Deva is, I mean, I'm not familiar with the character as such. So I feel like any character you say, I mean, you should be able to portray that character really well in life. And that's it. Over to you, Toastmasters.
Great take, Arjun. Balal Deva is a villain of Bahubali movie. So, who is next? I have Athirat. Who is next?
I think
Yeah,
you can
would you
probably
like to-
hand it to Athirat, I believe. Athirat, are you able to hear us?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Yeah, I think you can take up this topic if you can.
Okay, which topic? What if I'm Balal Deva?
No, I think Pradyumna, I think you are the best person. You are the table topics master.
Sure. Do you want an easy one or a tough one?
I am starting today, so I will prefer an easy one.
Okay. What Trump would be doing now?
Trump. So Trump will be planning on how his opposition is working right now, find any faults and find any faults in their governance, how their governance is working, and he will be looking for more points where he can find his he can portray his more positives, and he has to portray his patriotism towards US. He has to show how he loves his country, how he can do good for his people. I think for now I'm not getting many more ideas. I'm not still used to it, so I'll take time. I think I will stop here. I'm not able to continue more. I will try again.
Great take, Athirat.
Yeah,
So,
thank you.
this is the question I used to annoy my friends with. This is the question. Because I was, at the time of my graduation, I was just obsessed with this name.
Okay.
Who is next? Priya, would you like to take your time?
I've already spoken a lot at the TMOD. I think someone else could have the opportunity to speak.
Pradyumna, my apologies. I think we are probably running out of time.
Okay. Okay, then this would be the last one. Okay. Since there are no nominees, this is the table topics. Hope you have enjoyed it. Over to you, Rashmi.
Thank you, Topics Master, Toastmaster Pradyumna. I believe all of us had a very enjoyable table topics session. So I think I'll still take a couple of minutes before we go on to the next section, which is the evaluation segment. So we come back to our question. Your work, your tool, and how do you sharpen? So we had Toastmaster Vivek. He raised his hand last time. Toastmaster Vivek, please share with us.
So basically, I just wanted to say while we talk about sharpening, I think sharpening is an act of repetition. So when we see a lot of institutions offering courses like MBA or BTech, they take years, like 2 years or 4 year of time. So it is because of sharpening won't be happening at once, right? When we see the X, it is moving various times. So for sharpening our brain or any tools, we need to do things for a lot of times. Like repetitions is the key, I guess. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say.
Thank you for
Consistency and repetition.
brilliant. Thank you for sharing. Yes, consistency and repetition is the key. We like to say that even if you sharpen your axe, you still need to cut that tree. So you still need to work hard, but then instead of blindly working hard, do, sharpen, enhance your skills, like how Toastmaster Joseph said, knowledge is now one of the tools like which sharpens your brain, enhance yourself. Okay. So now I'm going to pointedly ask this question at a smiling person, share his thoughts. Toastmaster Adarsh.
I think that was a question, hard work, smart work. That is not a question that I should be asked, to be very frank. I think I might probably hand it to maybe, say, for example, we have Apurva here. Apurva, we would like to hear from you. I think I've tossed a question.
That was a very clever way of
diverting
diverting the question. I still think Apurva can answer, but you need to answer, Adarsh. You have achieved a lot in such a young age. We really want to know your secret.
All right. So when it comes to hard work or smart work, to be very frank, I have been a hard worker all my life. I think the last 25 years. I think I used to spend maybe twice as much time on something compared to what a normal person used to, because just like Milind, I was very bad at maths. I was very, very bad at maths. I was not even able to sort of solve 2 plus 2 at one point in my life. So it's quite difficult. So I've come quite a long way in my life. I think maybe the last 15, 20 years, there were some incredible people I met in my life that molded me and made me the person that I am today at the age of 25. I think I've been able to come leaps and bounds with my language and the way I manage people. I think I've learned to be more sympathetic. Now, when it comes to am I smart at this point in time? Yes, I think I'm a lot smarter than what I was once upon a time. I think I have learned to get work done through people, or rather with people. That's how I'd like to put it. I think when you collaborate and work together to put together a project, I think that makes life so much easier, right? Nobody can ever run a company on their own. It is practically impossible. I know people in my industry that do everything on their own, and I just don't know how they do it, to be frank, because after a certain point, it just becomes impossible, right? So working smart, I would say it more or less in a profession of mine, one has to collaborate, and that's something I've probably managed to do better, although I feel I have a long way to go.
Thank you for sharing, Toastmaster Adarsh. Is there anyone who wants to share?
I smartly tossed it to Apurva. That smart work.
Just saw her that she just went off camera.
That's even smarter because she just left the room.
Yes, Apurva.
Priya, is it possible for you to repeat the question again?
Okay, you can say anything like your thoughts on hard work versus smart work, or the other thing is like, what's your work? What's your tool? How do you sharpen? What are your thoughts on how we should?
Oh, yeah, I wrote the answer called practice. So especially in design, like I feel that design is evolving a lot. And design is not very streamlined to a field. You have a lot of things happening. It's like a Uber topic. So to do so, you need to be like involved and know a lot of things generally. And we always say in design, especially, that you need to practice your craft. So I feel through that you can basically sharpen your brain, and I would go ahead with that. Just that.
Thank you. I think we're still rounding around where, we're all in sync, like what Vivek said, what Adarsh said, what Joseph sir said, practice, learning. I think we're all circling there. So I think we're all on the same page. Though we have expressing ourselves with different words, I think we're all on the same page. And We believe that yes, smart work is required, but nothing can replace hard work, right? We need to practice consistently. Okay, so now we'll move to the next segment. I would like to call our general evaluator, Toastmaster Sharmini, to take on the evaluation section. First, about the three speakers, followed by the tag. Over to you, Toastmaster Sharmini.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Yes, once again, good evening, everybody. And now we come to this very interesting, very unique part of Toastmasters, which is the feedback or evaluation, as we call it, part. Without further ado, because we are running way past time, I'd like to call upon the first evaluator for the first speaker, Milind, that is Toastmaster Pallavi. Please give your evaluation.
Thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Sharmini. First of all, I would give 100 points to Toastmaster Milind for energy, just for the energy. The moment you started on, and your body language, including your use of screen space. In a virtual setting, it's hard to cover all the spaces that are being offered to us, but you covered almost entirety of your screen space, moving from here and there. Kudos to you for that. On your speech content, your singular speech could shut down motivational speaker businesses if someone listens to your speech completely. Your message is clear. Motivation with caution can take you places. The flow of speech was, I would say, in the second half, it went from here to here. It went from 10 to 20. The use of Pied Piper's tail to indicate the power of motivation and influence is great way to include a simile. Coming to something that I would have seen more of as an improvement or something that could be a challenge for your next team. The first part where you were asking ask questions, that bit got predictable after the second time you did it. Although it was relevant to your speech, but I could predict, okay, this is coming up. I know this is coming up. The part where you mentioned the snooze of your layoff and going to end the project, it's I wanted to see your emotion go from happy to shock and sad, but I felt that the emotion remained happy throughout that tale. The emotion is way too happy for that kind of news. We could have seen it more, but your speech could have included, that is my suggestion, and that is totally optional. A speech content is something very specific to people. In this era of trying to motivate and influence, you could have taken into account the example of influencer business and how they are affecting the market. That could have been a great point for your persuasion and motivation of the audience, and that would be relatable to a lot of other audience members as well. All in all, I don't think I can add on more to your speech. You're already a distinguished Toastmaster, and I hope you do wonders in your speech delivery next time, always like a seasoned Toastmaster. Thank you. Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Sharmini.
Thank you, Pallavi. That was a short and sweet evaluation, encouraging as well as giving some very good feedback. Well done. If I may add to Toastmaster Milind, even though he's a DTM, Distinguished Toastmaster, there's always room for improvement, right? So Toastmaster Milind, I would suggest that you play with your voice. Be careful with voice modulation, because you were very loud, and you were almost loud all the time. Vocal variety is about pace, pitch, pause, power. You had a lot of power, and the pace was good, but the pitch, it was almost the same. It was, like bang, 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 bang. So this is quite hard for the audience. They need to have some softness. They need to have some lows, some highs. So just play around with your vocal, voice modulation. Otherwise, I really enjoyed seeing you perform, standing up and performing. Well done. Now we'll come to the second evaluator, Toastmaster Harsha, to evaluate our second speaker, Deepa.
Vaishnavi Pola?
Vaishnavi.
Sorry, Vaishnavi, change here. I was looking at the
Thank
agenda.
you. Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So, to begin with, the very title, when I was sent across this title, The Subtle Art of Lying, I were somewhere in the zone of, like Artio Modipier said, Art of Living and How to Get Away with Murder, one of the famous series that's going around. So it was somewhere coming together of two extremities, and the title itself, as much as it sounded philosophical, I assumed, more than listening to the speech, I probably need to learn something out of it because I'm really bad at lying and I get caught so easily. Coming to the speech content, what I loved about the speech was that Toastmaster Vaishnavi more captured me as an audience through her expressions, her body language, her eye movement. It's very difficult to, put, especially when we're in online mode. It was more like, watching a performing art when she spoke, which everything was, in a synchronized way. And it was a complete, it was a philosophy, it was a practicality, and it was something that I think everybody related to related to at one or the other part of life. Like, starting from the childhood, how she captured different segments, where and when we lie, and then she moved on saying, different different challenges of lying, and also when it comes to the situation, the good, bad, and the uglies of lying. And at what I remember one of my NCC sirs always used to say, always say truth with intelligence. Don't always say the truth, always apply truth. So there were so many reflections I had from my own space when the speech was being put across. If at all there were a room for corrections or suggestions, probably, at certain parts of the speech, I felt, given the flow that my target speaker maintained, there were certain jerk-based pauses, wherein which I believe the speaker was trying to reflect or trying to connect bridge the gap between the sentences, which is, I think, it's just a matter of practice, until the speech is perfected. All in all, I enjoyed listening to Toastmaster Vaishnavi's speech, which was a summary of so many expressions, and looking forward to hear more from my target speaker, less of as a critic and more of audience in the future. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha. Now, Toastmaster Harsha has been very encouraging. Is this your second speech only, Vaishnavi?
This is my fourth speech.
Fourth speech, all right. I'll have to agree with Toastmaster Harsha. You have very good stage presence. So in this case, online presence. Just as Anezi said, you need to practice because sometimes it appeared that you were winging it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so just be a bit mindful of that. Yes, and now we come to the third evaluator, Joseph Benedict, who shall be evaluating Apurva, the icebreaker.
Toastmaster Apurva, it's an amazing speech you have made today as a first icebreaker speech, which is really fantastic. You started with a quote that meaning learning to a master and lifelong a student. That's also a wonderful reference that you have given. And the learning journey was really amazing as a novice to a leading sagacious digital designer, where you reached your maximum perhaps. And thirdly, you gave a very good message. Till the end, you should embrace learning. That is the truth, actually. You have excelled in all these three areas. My humble suggestion would be, your project calls for introducing yourself to the club, about yourself, and also to the family you have connected. You introduce yourself, but the family you are connected, you did not introduce. In fact, right from the beginning of your livelihood with your parents are more important. It's part of the purpose of the project. Secondly, when you are in the first icebreaker speech, always it is as a youngest person in this audience, you should have stood up. That would have made a great difference in the icebreaker speech. Last but not the least, the voice modulus. Wherever you are excited, wherever you are, of course, you were never sad, but your voice modulus could have made it worth listening, and also the management of the stage, if you are standing, and the gestures. These are all missing in your speech. With that, I would narrate that you have given a very good positive approach to the learning. And secondly, you have given a very good message. And the third is your motivation for such a situation as a lesson to learn. I wish you in your next speech a great, more than what you accomplished today. Over to the Toastmaster, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Joseph, for that very encouraging feedback for what I feel is someone who's already a good speaker. Yeah, I mean, this is a very good icebreaker. Now, normally we would stand up if we were in a face-to-face meeting for if you have completed your icebreaker, but since we can't do this on an online meeting, let's give her a round of applause. Please unmute yourself and give her a round of applause. So congratulations on taking this first step towards the rest of your Toastmaster journey. Yep, well done. So well done on the evaluation as well, Joseph. Now I'd like to call upon my tag role members to give their reports. Can I call upon Adarsh to give both his grammarian and timer report?
Well, thank you for that. In the best interest of time, I'm going to be as fast as I can with my timer report. Milind, DTM Milind, you were well within time of 2 minutes. Myself, the presiding officer, I may have probably gone over time by a second. So that is me. The Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Priya, you took 5 minutes and 22 seconds, a little overtime, but that's only by around 22 seconds. As speakers, Milind, you took 7 minutes and 17 seconds. Vaishnavi took 8 minutes and 43 seconds, which was overtime. Apurva, you took 4 minutes and 12 seconds. You could have spoke a little bit longer. You had enough time, but with that said, almost just across the line. Toastmaster Pradyumna, your table topic session lasted for somewhere around 15-16 minutes, which is pretty much as expected. The evaluators, Pallavi, you took 4 minutes and 2 minutes and 52 seconds within time. Harsha, you took 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Joseph, you took 2 minutes and 23 seconds, all within time. The table topic speakers, Milind, you took 2 minutes and 23 seconds. Ravisha, you took 1 minute and 27 seconds. Athirat, you took 46 seconds. Could have spoken a little longer. Arjun, you spoke for 1 minute and 27 seconds. So by and large, we are almost there. Although I think in the grand scheme of things, we are over time. So as to grammarian for today's meeting, I will be very quick with my grammarian report as well. There were a set of good usages and areas of improvement for us to keep in mind. Not many areas of improvement. Actually, there's only one that I was able to spot during the course of the meeting, which I'll highlight. Milind, you had a ton of adjectives during the course of your speech, as expected in any meeting for that matter, either in your speech or your essay intro. That was amazing. I couldn't keep track of the sheer number of adjectives you had in your speech. Priya, you're full of energy. I loved some of your usages during the course of your narration as the table topics master. Of course, I loved the part where instead of just saying, hey, you know what, you have a good sense of humor, you said, that's a wonderful tinge of humor you've added to your speech. That's something I liked. And then words like Pied Piper and all those things were remarkable. Full of energy, keep it up. And then Milind, just to quickly add to your speech, I love the part where you added so much life to the most normal sentences that we hear in our everyday life. Say, for example, speak out, right? Speak out is a phrase, something that we hear so usually, but yet you made it look so different. You're full of imageries. I love the part where you even made a sound rolling down a car window so amazing. Wonderful set of usages. Vaishnavi, I love the title of your speech, Subtle Art of Lying. Usages like poker face was remarkable. Apurva, I love some of your usages like ignition or ignite. I'm sorry, ignite, learn, grow, rediscover. And there were a ton of other adjectives. Wonderful. And as part of various improvement, I wasn't actually able to note a lot of things. Maybe it's probably because I was occupied as a timer as well, but I still pay attention to a lot of things. I heard one of you actually pronounce the word apparently as apparently or something of that sort. So please do pronounce the word apparently as apparently. Of course, it takes a little bit of time, without a doubt. On that note, a wonderful work. I couldn't spot a lot of things. And a quick shout out to 3 people that managed to use the word of the day today. Apurva, you used the word of the day, sagacious. That was very sagacious of you for having used the word of the day, sagacious. I love the fact that Shamini used it not once, but maybe even twice, for that matter. And then Toastmaster Priya, thank you for using the word of the day. I would request all of the others to also use the word of the day in their everyday lives. On that note, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Adarsh, for that Shatabdi Express. Very, very good report. Yes, now we come to our next tag team player. Vivek, can you please give your counter report?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, General Evaluator. So most of you guys were so much flawless, especially coming to DTM Milind. I didn't find any of the words, interjections of sound that he have made. While coming to TM Vaishnavi, she have made around 6 interjections by using words but, so, you know, and also sounds like and. And coming to TM Apurva, she have used interjections like and, but, so, and sounds of So total she have made 5 filler words. And coming to evaluator Pallavi, she have used sounds once. And TM Harsha, he have used total of 3 sounds and 1 so and 1 you know. And while coming to table topic, TM Arjun have used pauses once and sounds like once. And guest Athirat have used interjection so once. Rest of I didn't find anything else. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, team Vivek, for paying attention. You know, your listening skills are good. So good for you. Thank you for that. Now, I think I have to come in to my session, right, Adarsh? Yes.
Yes.
Do you want a whitewash, nice evaluation, or do you want brutal, frank appraisals of what happened? I'm warning you.
We are leaving that to you. You can
Critical, be critical, ma'am.
Sorry, okay. I'm going to be very honest here, okay? As you know, as you see, we are running out of time. Now, I'd like to say that starting with the Sergeant at Arms, no, just before the meeting, I joined quite early today. It was very good to have the President Adarsh being very welcoming to whoever joined as they joined. So that's a really good thing that every club should emulate. Have someone there to welcome everybody that comes on to the meeting. Then we started with Sergeant at Arms Milind. I mean, he's a very senior Toastmaster, but he did his job so well. He only had a couple of minutes. He prepared for it, which is very, very good. They talk about stage time, and he used his stage time, even though it was a few minutes, he did it well. There were alliterations, energetic, all those E words he used, and he said everything that needed to be said in a very good way. So well done as Sergeant at Arms, Milind. Yes. Then we had the presidential address, Adarsh. He kept it brief. He was very welcoming. He engaged a bit of the participants today, the audience today. And that's what's good, because the president generally has to have a sort of a motivational, encouraging note in his presidential address. There wasn't much of an address, but he was very nice and he was like humble about it. Very nicely done, Adarsh. So good on you for that. Then we come to Priya, the Toastmaster of the evening. Priya, you speak very well. You started with high energy. I loved your analogy about smart work versus, the analogy of David and Goliath. Was it that? some things you actually prepared. And I think that's so important for the Toastmaster of the evening to actually prepare. And one way that she also prepared was the introduction to the speakers. And I know she even asked my introduction before the meeting. So well done on the preparation about it, yeah? And the introduction to the theme of today's meeting, right? So I will come a little bit later about what other things I'm going to say. And then we had the table topics master, Pradyumna. Are you there? Hi, Pradyumna. Yeah, I think you're a very chill guy. You had some quirky sense of humor. You kind of had fun with your role as table topics master. And I'll come a bit about that as well. Yeah, overall, table topics were done. I'll say done. And that was the roles, and the evaluators were pretty good today. Very encouraging, as well as giving incisive, good feedback in a concise manner. So those were the good things about this meeting. Now I'm coming to the time management here. Priya, I have to say, I have to be very honest. As Toastmaster of the evening, you are there to showcase everyone else who is participating in this meeting and not so much talk so much. You do not spend so much because that takes away the time. In fact, 5:45, you took away 15 minutes, which were not given to you in engaging the audience. The engagement was nice, but in the case of a Toastmaster meeting, unless you're given that time, it's disrespectful to the audience because when you take more time. So that's why even the grammarian like Adarsh, when he had to come to say his role, he was rushing through it. So you should be a little bit careful about that. One of my guides, my senior Toastmasters, told me like the Toastmaster of the evening is like the MC who is a necklace, the string of the necklace, and he or she highlights the pearls on it. So you are not the main character of the meeting. It's everyone else. Because in some parts, it was coming like a panel discussion. You were asking people to give their views and all that, which is not done in a regular Toastmaster meeting. So time management was really bad. And that's one very important part of being a Toastmaster of the evening. Otherwise, I really loved your energy. I loved the way you speak. I loved your engagement, but this was not the platform for you to engage so much. Yeah. So I'm just giving you some tough love, Priya, because you are so good. Just take it from me with a pinch of salt. Yeah. Next is the table topics master, Pradyumna. Pradyumna, when you give topics, it has to be generic. I myself did not know that character that you said of Bahubali. So it has to be very generic. And also like for the new person, Tirat, and even the square mathematics, it wasn't really good. So next time, just be careful to give generic topics that anyone from any part of the world can understand what you're talking about. You should not assume the audience knows even who is Trump. You cannot assume that. Otherwise, I lack your sense of humor. Yeah. So this is all that I have to say. Just be very, very careful, ladies and gentlemen, and respect the audience. Back to you, Adarsh.
The Toastmaster.
Yeah, sorry, Toastmaster. I'm just cutting short this because there's no time. Yes, back to you, Priya.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Sharmini, for the critical feedback. I will definitely take it. Thank you so much. And that brings us to the end of this meeting. I would like, though I take just a minute more, I'd like to conclude our theme, hard work versus smart work, saying that while hard work lays the foundation, it's the strategic application of smart work that propels us towards success. By combining diligence with efficiency, we unlock the true potential of our efforts, paving the way for achievement and fulfillment. So remember, it's not just about working hard, it's about working smart too. With that, I hand over the stage back to the President, Toastmaster Adarsh.
Thank you very much. I already feel 10 times smarter than what I did 1.5 hours ago. A round of applause to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Priya. That was amazing. I think you engaged us so well during the course of the meeting. To be very frank, you have to hear me. There were many occasions where I didn't even flash the lights on time because clearly I was so lost during the course of the meeting with all the speeches and everything happening. So maybe I was also probably responsible for the time as a timer. Sure. On that note, I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining today's meeting. It was amazing. Toastmaster Apurva, your first ever speech. I keep putting you into uncomfortable situations all the time. One of which was when I taught the ball to you and expected you to answer. I will try my best not to do that quite often. A wonderful job. That was an incredible icebreaker. I would like to thank each and every one of the others for having joined. Toastmaster Pradyumna, I think you've been of great help. Your table topics is absolutely remarkable. You have an amazing sense of humor. Love to see you deliver some humorous speeches back here at some point. Our counter, Vivek, nice of you. I think you kept your report very, very brief. Thank you very much for that. Love to see you back. Arjun and Atirath, nice to have you on as a guest. As we are running out of time, I would love to hear from our guest, Atirath, the only guest we have. The others are Toastmasters, I believe. Atirath, I'd love to hear from you on what you thought about today's meeting.
I've liked about the way how others are delivering about what about the topic they are given, the way they are delivering about it, and how crisp they are being, and how they are managing the time. I'm learning about those skills, so how I can develop those skills while I talk about anything. So that's what I've got from it.
So amazing of you. Thank you very much for joining us. And do keep joining us very often because we have something very interesting coming up in the forthcoming weeks. And quickly, before we close things off, I would love to announce that our international speech competition will be on the 8th of March next month. So people that have finished their respective level 2s, as we call it, in their respective pathways program can participate at the club level international speech contest. And as for the others, we'd love to have you there as a guest or just as part of the audience because we all need that motivation from you. On that note, I would love to thank each and every one of you once again, Arjun, and those that I couldn't mention, of course, Milind, as always, and Joseph Sir, for his incredible amounts of effort in putting together the meeting. He brings people from all over the world and he just makes it happen somehow. Thank you very much, Joseph Sir. We all appreciate your work. On that note, I would love to adjourn meeting number 753. Thank you very much and have an incredible weekend ahead.